Okay, welcome back. This is the lesson on prime factorization. So before we begin, let's go over some terms. Prime and composite. Prime number, we know, is a number that has no factors besides 1 and itself. So, for example, the number 5. 5 only has the terms or factors 1 and itself, so that is considered a prime number. A composite number is a number that has more factors than 1 in itself. So for example, the number 10. 10 is a composite number because we know that the number 2 is a factor of 10 and 5 is a factor of 10. So 10 would be considered a composite number. So a factor then would be all the parts, all the number parts that go into a number, a given number. So if we have, again, 10, the factors would be 1, 2, 5, and 10. These are all considered factors of the number 10. Product. Product is a number where we multiply numbers together. So the product of 2 and 5 is 10. So product, you just multiply the numbers together. So the method in solving prime factorization is called the factor tree. Now the factor tree, we all know what a tree looks like, is going to branch out into a bunch of factors. And more specifically, prime factors, which is why it's called prime factorization. So let's start off with the number 10. I want to break this up into factor pairs. So say 5 and 2. Now once I have a prime number, I want you to circle it. So we know 5 is a prime number. We know 2 is a prime number. Now once all the numbers are circled, we know that we have only prime numbers, and then we are done. So now all we have to do is write out the answer. So 10, the prime factorization of 10 would be 5 times 2. Now another example, 24. Now 24 has a few different factor pairs, so you can choose whichever one. Okay, so let's go with 6 and 4. Now 6 and 4, we know that both are not prime numbers. They're composite numbers, so we have to break them up even further. So I'm going to branch it out again. And 6 is going to break up into 3 and 2. This is a prime number. I'm going to circle it. This is a prime number. Okay, and then 4, I'm going to break up into 2 and 2. So a prime number, circle this and that. Now all I have left are prime numbers. So the prime factorization of 24 would be 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now since I have the same numbers here, I can write this in scientific notation. So this can be also 3 times 2 to the 3rd power because I have 2 3s. I'm sorry, 3 2s. So here's an example. If you can, I want you to pause the video and I want you to try this problem on your own. So let's go over this now. 50. I'm going to break this up into a factor pair. Let's say 5 and 10. Now 5 is a prime number, so circle that one. And then 10, I'm going to break this up even further to 2 and 5. I end up circling those. So 50 becomes 5 times 5 times 2, or I can write it as 5 squared times 2. So here's another example, 15. 15, I can only break it up into 5 and 3, and they're both prime numbers. So this was an easy one. So 15 becomes 5 and 3. Let's do a couple more examples. The number 12 comes 4 and 3, and you can also do 6 and 2. You're still going to get the same answer. So 3 is a prime number. I'm going to circle that one. And then 4 becomes 2 and 2. I circle those. I have nothing else left. So the prime factorization of 12 is 2 squared times 3. Okay, one more example, 36. 36, again, you have a couple different options. So let's go with 6 and 6. 6, I can break up into 3 and 2. I'm going to circle those. And then this 6 also to 3 and 2. So 36 becomes 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. So this is the same thing as 3 squared times 2 squared. And that is it for prime factorization.